What if the habits your doctor told you to quit are exactly what you need to live longer? Not according to a wellness blog. Not according to someone trying to sell you something. According to Harvard University. According to the New England Journal of Medicine. According to peer-reviewed studies that followed tens of thousands of people for decades. Today we're going through 5 everyday habits that people over 60 have been told to feel guilty about, and it turns out the science tells a very different story. And I'll tell you this right now, the habit at number 3 is the one that will surprise you most. Because what researchers found it does for your brain at a cellular level, most people have absolutely no idea. We'll get there, but let's start at number 1. Number 1. Your morning coffee. Here's a situation a lot of people over 60 know very well. You're sitting down with your morning cup, genuinely enjoying it, and somewhere in the back of your mind there's that quiet guilt. Should I really be drinking this much? Is this hard on my heart? Maybe I should switch to something else. If that sounds familiar, what Harvard just published is going to be a relief. Researchers at the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health conducted one of the longest nutritional studies ever completed. They followed 47,513 women for 30 years. What they found was remarkable. Women who drank between 1 and 3 cups of regular caffeinated coffee each day were significantly more likely to reach age 70 completely free from major chronic disease, with strong physical function, good mental health, and no signs of cognitive decline or memory problems. And every additional cup, up to about 5 per day, increased those odds by another 2 to 5%. The key detail, it was specifically caffeinated coffee that showed these results. Decaf showed no benefit. Tea showed no benefit. Regular caffeinated coffee, that was the one. Scientists believe the combination of caffeine and natural antioxidants in coffee reduces inflammation, supports brain cell survival, and improves how the body regulates blood sugar, all 3 of which play a major role in how well we age. 2 things worth keeping in mind. Loading your coffee with sugar and heavy cream can work against these benefits. And if you don't already drink coffee, this isn't a reason to start. But if coffee is already part of your morning, you now have one of the world's most respected research institutions on your side. I'm curious, let me know in the comments, how many cups of coffee have you been drinking a day, and did you ever feel guilty about it? I have a feeling I'm not the only one who needed to hear this today. Number 2. The afternoon nap. I want to start with something honest. A lot of people in this age group have felt a quiet embarrassment about napping. Like it means something is slowing down, like it's a sign of getting old. Stop feeling that way, right now. A peer-reviewed study published in BMC Geriatrics, a medical journal by Springer Nature, one of the world's leading science publishers, followed 389 adults aged 65 and older for 5 full years. Researchers measured cognitive function at the start of the study and again at the end. Seniors who napped for under 30 minutes had a 53% lower risk of cognitive decline over those 5 years compared to those who didn't nap. 53%. A separate systematic review published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience analyzed 35 independent studies on napping in older adults and confirmed the same thing. Short naps improve memory, learning speed, and mental processing in seniors. Here is why this happens. During a short nap, your brain enters a light, restorative state. It consolidates the memories formed that morning. It clears out metabolic waste that accumulates in brain tissue during waking hours. It resets. Think of it the way a computer needs a restart after running too many programs at once. Your brain is no different. Now, duration is everything. Under 30 minutes, your brain repairs and you wake up sharp. Over 90 minutes, multiple studies link that to higher risk of cognitive problems and cardiovascular issues. The sweet spot is 20 to 30 minutes, ideally before 3 p.m. so it doesn't interfere with your sleep that night. Set an alarm. Keep it short. That is not laziness. That is one of the most evidence-backed things you can do for your brain health after 60. Number 3. This is the one I mentioned at the start. The one researchers found is protecting your brain at a cellular level in a way most people have absolutely no idea about. Dark chocolate. I know, stay with me, because the science behind this one is genuinely fascinating. Dark chocolate, specifically 70% cocoa content or higher, is rich in compounds called flavonols, and flavonols have been studied extensively in peer-reviewed clinical trials. A systematic review published in Nutrition Journal analyzed 136 separate studies on cocoa and cardiovascular health. Their conclusion? The flavonoids in dark chocolate are associated with significantly lower risk of dying from heart disease. A randomized, double-blind clinical trial, the gold standard of medical research, published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology, found that flavonoid-rich dark chocolate measurably improved blood vessel health and flexibility in study participants. And then there's the brain connection, which is what makes this one so remarkable. Research published in Science Direct found that cocoa flavonols increase blood flow to the brain, and that regular cocoa consumption is associated with better cognitive function and a reduced risk of Alzheimer's disease in population studies. As we age, the brain needs more blood flow, more oxygen, and more protection. And here is a compound that science says delivers all three in something that actually tastes good. 2 rules that matter here. Rule 1. It must be dark chocolate, 70% cocoa or higher. Milk chocolate contains almost none of these beneficial compounds. Check the label. Rule 2. 1 to 2 small squares per day. Not a bar, 2 squares. That is a daily ritual that science says may be quietly protecting your heart and your brain at the same time. I want to hear from you on this one. Did the dark chocolate finding surprise you, or were you already eating it? And if you were, did you feel like you were getting away with something? Tell me in the comments. I genuinely read them. Number 4. Your daily walk outside. This one is for anyone over 60 who has felt like they weren't doing enough because they weren't at a gym, weren't lifting heavy weights, weren't doing some kind of intense routine. I want you to hear what the research actually says. The New England Journal of Medicine, one of the most respected medical journals in the world, published a 12-year study following retired men between the ages of 61 and 81. Researchers tracked one simple thing: how far each man walked every day. Men who walked less than 1 mile per day had nearly double the death rate of men who walked more than 2 miles per day. Double. And a national study of nearly 18,000 Americans published in Mayo Clinic Proceedings found that any regular leisure time walking reduced all-cause mortality by 27%. Not intense exercise, not a gym membership, regular walking. And when you do it outside, something additional happens. Research from the National Library of Medicine found that seniors who spent more than 30 minutes outdoors each day had significantly lower rates of depression, less fear of falling, and better overall physical function compared to those who stayed indoors. There is also the morning light effect. 10 to 20 minutes of natural sunlight, especially in the morning, regulates your body clock, supports vitamin D production for bone health, and research links healthy vitamin D levels to longer telomere length. Telomeres are the biological markers of how quickly your cells are aging. We will talk about that in depth in the very next habit. The bottom line is this: a consistent 20 to 30-minute outdoor walk every single day is one of the highest return investments in your health that exists for a person over 60. No equipment, no membership, no cost. Consistent beats intense every single time. And number 5. This one has the most remarkable science in this entire video. Sitting quietly, meditating, doing nothing. A lot of us were raised with the idea that stillness is wasted time, that being productive means always moving, always doing something. The science disagrees with that, quite strongly. In the last habit I mentioned telomeres, the protective caps at the ends of your chromosomes that shorten naturally as you age. Here is the full picture. Shorter telomeres equal faster biological aging and higher risk of age-related disease. Longer telomeres equal slower aging and stronger cellular protection. This is one of the most important mechanisms scientists have identified in the biology of aging. Here is what they found about meditation and telomeres. A meta-analysis published in PubMed, the National Library of Medicine, found that people who meditated regularly had significantly longer telomeres than those who did not. A case control study published in Frontiers in Psychology found a direct relationship. The more total hours of meditation a person accumulated over their lifetime, the longer their telomeres were. And a study published in Nature Scientific Reports found that in long-term meditators, age was no longer correlated with telomere shortening. That is not a small finding. The process that shortens your cells with every passing year appeared to be significantly slowed in people who simply sat quietly on a regular basis. And before you picture yourself needing to meditate for hours, none of that is necessary. Research shows measurable benefits from quiet prayer, 10 minutes of focused breathing, sitting outside without your phone, or a slow breathing routine before bed. 10 to 15 minutes per day is where studies begin to see real biological effects. Your quiet time is not wasted time. According to the science, it may be the most important time of your day. Let's bring it all together. 5 habits that the latest peer-reviewed science says may actually help you live longer after 60. Number 1. Your morning coffee. 1 to 3 cups of caffeinated coffee daily linked to disease-free aging in Harvard's 30-year study. Number 2. Your afternoon nap. Under 30 minutes cuts cognitive decline risk by 53%, according to BMC Geriatrics. Number 3. Dark chocolate. 1 to 2 squares of 70% cocoa or higher protects your heart and your brain, according to clinical trials and meta-analyses. Number 4. Your daily walk outside. 2 miles a day cuts mortality risk nearly in half, according to the New England Journal of Medicine. And number 5. Sitting quietly. Regular meditation measurably slows cellular aging by protecting your telomeres, confirmed by multiple peer-reviewed studies, including research published in Nature. 5 habits, all backed by real science. All things you may have already been doing and quietly felt guilty about. You were right all along. As always, please speak with your doctor before making any changes to your health routine. Every person is different, and what the research shows for most people may not apply the same way to everyone. But I hope today gave you something valuable. Not just information, but permission to stop feeling guilty about the small things in your life that are actually doing you good. If this video was useful to you, if there was even one thing here you didn't know before, please give it a thumbs up. It takes 1 second, and it genuinely helps more people over 60 find this kind of research. And if you want more videos like this, science-backed, no products, no hype, just real research explained clearly, subscribe and hit the notification bell, because the next video in this series covers something that surprised me just as much as the dark chocolate did today. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.